What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. Look, man, I guess all bets is off. We can cancel everything. We can just stop pushing, stop working, because we now know everything. And I'm being sarcastic, but I wanted to make this video because I think one of the main things that's hindering us from really advancing and getting over some of the hurdles, social hurdles, um, political hurdles, spiritual hurdles, which are more important, even physical hurdles. One of the things that I think is messing with us is the fact that we already think we know everything. We already think we know everything. If you have just a general conversation with people, and I'm not applying this to everybody, but if you have a general conversation with a lot of people, no matter what the subject is, people tend to speak on subjects as if they are already the absolute authority on on these subjects. And it's funny, but it's not funny because I think it's one of the things that holds us back. Because sometimes when we do pick up a little knowledge, and I'm emphasizing the word a little knowledge, we take that and think that it's the totality of knowledge in that particular subject. And all of a sudden, we become this expert in whatever the topic is. And more times than not, we just talking out the side of our neck. Once you reach that ceiling of knowledge that you did pick up, now you start to see people going into a lot of conjecture, a lot of guesswork, a lot of lying, whatever the case might be. So, um, what we have to start doing, me, you, everybody else, we have to start immersing ourselves more into thorough study, um, thorough research, thorough um, understanding of what it is we study in research. Because some people are so good at just repeating what they read. You know, they get the repetition in, they get the reps in, and reps are good. I'm not gonna ever downplay applying things, committing things to memory through repetition. But if you don't understand what it is you are repeating and learning, then you're really not learning. And not only are you not really learning it, you don't have the ability to pass it on to anybody else other than the reps. So with all of your getting, get understanding. So that because now I can explain what it is that I know. I have a full grasp, mental grasp of what it is that I know. But humility has to come into play at some point because um, we get so caught up in our own arrogance, man, that we think that not only do we think that we know everything, but we also go into this mode where can't nobody tell us nothing. And that's even worse. You know, sometimes if you're just ignorant, meaning that you don't know, if you just don't know something, okay, that's not as bad as um, I think that not knowing something is not as bad as somebody who you can't even teach nothing. They just got their mind fixed that can't nobody tell them nothing. I'm not listening to nothing you got to say. To me, that's worse because at least the person that's just generally ignorant to certain things, you know, they may be open to learning. So the arrogance has to be removed from the equation if we're going to move forward. And the humility has to come in because sometimes when we think we know something, you know, you got something, there are a lot of ideologies and a lot of things that we have that we think are correct, but they're not. And we don't have the humble spirit in us to accept the correction. When somebody comes along and says, no, 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 bro, nah, that ain't right. Now you said this. Let me show you what this is. Then the spirit comes up and they're like, trying to tell me, you know, if I'm wrong, instead of just listening. Okay, well, let me see what you're talking about. And if y'all choose to disagree, then I mean, then we leave it at that. But if you clearly see that that person is telling you something right and you can't accept it because you may have boasted this false knowledge publicly. You may have boasted it on a social media platform. You may have boasted it at a freaking public forum. And now you being corrected, your ego kicks in and it's like, oh man, nah, that you gain a lot more points by being humble and accepting correction. Because correction is correct. And that's what you want it to be. You want to know the truth. You want to know what's the correct thing. Not something that sound good, not something that has deceived the world, not something that people have made you to believe, or not even something that you made up in your own mind. You want to know what's correct. Because not only is that a benefit to you, it's a benefit to everybody that hears you open your mouth. If we claim that we want to make people better. If we claim we want to make people better. See, some people gain correct knowledge just to um, establish a dominance over other people, just to establish a feeling of superiority over other people, and that's not why. That's not the purpose of getting knowledge. The purpose of getting knowledge is spreading it and making yourself and other people better. So keep that in mind, man. We don't know everything, man. You and me and everybody else, we should be pushing to keep learning and educating ourselves. I don't care if you're 172 years old. You should still be on a path to learn. And learning never stops. From the cradle to the grave, learning never stops. And it stops when you reach a point where you think you got it all figured out. The world evolves and changes, and different levels and waves of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding are always being introduced. And if you still on some 1973 knowledge, some 1994 knowledge, then you falling off. All right, man, this your big brother K-Rino. Tell me what y'all think about this one, man, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll hit y'all with another one soon. All right, peace.